Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is the beautiful Empress energy, that Venus energy, that is really, really powerful energy. We're going to put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. This is looking really, really good already. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so finishing up here with the Path of the Serpent. Yeah, this looks really good. Let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck. We're going to give it a shuffle. This is the card that we set aside. Okay, we're not going to look at this until the very end of the reading. We'll put the alien on top. And hopefully at the end of the reading, that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need, right? So we've got major, a lot of spiritual energy coming into your life, going through on the vertical axis of above and below, and right in the core of you, spiritual activity. So you are undergoing a type of spiritual activation right now, okay? And we also see some more major arcana over here. So there's a lot of major arcana going on, a lot of spiritual energies in your life. It's a time of great spiritual growth and evolution and progress. And a lot of this stuff is kind of, it's the right time for all of this to happen, you know? And I think good things are happening. We see some water energy here. We see some fire. We see some water. We see some fire. We see some fire. So it's water, fire, right? And then the major arcana. So I really think that what we're doing is we're taking some of this water, some of this love, and we're turning it into fuel. And we're using that fuel to grow, to evolve, to really light up our lives, to spark our creativity. But let's get into it. We start with the Empress energy. I think you're someone who is, you're a very affectionate person. You have a lot of love in you, a lot of love. It could be so much love and affection and compassion and empathy that it might just spill out into every area of your life. Maybe you're a caregiver at home in your personal life, maybe professionally. You do something to help heal others, right? To offer care and compassion to others. I feel like you're someone who really tries to encourage others, right? Like, I feel like you're intensely creative and you want to inspire others to be creative too, right? So you could be working on something right now that is kind of doing that. It's your way of being creative, but you're also trying to either teach others or inspire others or to encourage others to grow into their creativity too, right? And that's all part of this really compassionate, warm and loving vibe that I'm feeling, okay? And this could be something that, you know, you're not always like this, okay? Especially when I kind of glance down here and I see this Eight of Cups just kind of chilling down here. I start to think that you're not always this kind of outgoing person. Or maybe what I'm trying to say is that all of this love, all of this care, all of this creativity, this productive, compassionate, artistic energy is directed outward, but not always inward, okay? It could be that you are taking such good care of other people, either physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, okay? but not so much yourself. Okay? And that could be why there's this Eight of Cups down here. The water energy that you have left over for you is kind of running out. Okay, kind of running out. And I think that might be a little bit about what's going on here. I think we need to find some balance. We need to ask ourselves in a real honest way, this Eight of Cups, is the water draining out of these cups, or are these cups filling back up? Okay. Are we losing the heart? Are we losing the care and concern and the healing energy for ourselves? Or are we open to receiving that into our lives through the work that we do, through the relationships that we have, right? Are we filling our cups back up? Well, I think I know the answer to that question, mainly because there's a Three of Cups that's right behind you right now, right? It could be that this is the beginning of it all, this Three of Cups, this real abundance, this real gesture from the universe. Could take the form of a particular person, maybe a Pisces person in your life, but the universe in general, I think, is about to make this very loving and compassionate gesture for you, right? And that's this Three of Cups, this love, this abundance. Someone is going to really appreciate you. Could be that you're really doing a lot of this healing work. Again, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or all of those things. You're really helping others to heal. I think it's through some kind of art. But I feel like what is right about to happen, I think just on the cusp of happening, is somebody makes an extraordinary gesture to you. You're always the one doing for others, right? It's part of your nature. Someone is going to do for you in a way that is going to kind of blow your mind, I think, right? In a way that's very unexpected. We've got this moon energy at the top of the path of the dove here. It's not something expected. It's a major shift. It's the brink of a very important change, and that is realizing that, hey, you can benefit, you can receive, you can get this energy too through this work that you do. It doesn't have to be one-sided, right? You can receive this too. And that is because of this really intense kind of mind-blowing gesture, whether it's coming from one person, maybe through a particular person as a conduit from the universe, you know. Or if it is something more subtle that you experience, you know, more of a divine force. But the Three of Cups, this is really the energy that's going to heal you. That's going to fill your cups that are looking a little bit depleted, if you ask me. Okay, and I know you didn't ask me, but the cards are telling me anyway. So the question, I guess, is, you know, how are you going to receive this gesture? I think this is a really grand display coming your way, right? And I think you deserve it. I think that you have been giving of yourself, sacrificing yourself for a long time. I think you're due for some of this healing water in your own life, right? And we talked about the Empress, but we didn't talk about that Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands is kind of, with these two together at least, the Six of Wands is you helping other people to overcome something. Okay, maybe an illness, maybe emotional trauma. You're healing people, again, either mind, body, soul. You're giving people the tools, perhaps, or just the loving kindness that allows them to overcome their difficulties. Okay, and I think that this really feels like an art to me. We've got this magician energy as the way forward. The way that all of this is expressed is through this Mercury. Now, the Mercury energy, the the magus, the magician. It's the science, but also the art. Okay? Most of the time you think Mercury, you think very scientific mind. This is language, this is teaching, this is the literal sciences, But there's an art to this. This is the adaptability of Mercury, the way that this magician, this Mercury energy can adapt to the individual needs, right? Based on who you're interacting with, you know what tools, what methods to use, right? You know what approach to take. And that's an art. Depending on the medium, the canvas, and your inspiration, the art is going to be different. And I think that's a very important aspect of the work that you do, is knowing which approach to use for different people or different scenarios or different groups or whatever exactly you do. It's not a one-size-fits-all. You have to be kind of fluid. You have to be adaptable. You have to be an artist. Okay? And I think you are. And I'm getting a little choked up here. I want to thank you for the work that you do. If this is resonating with you, then you're a very special person. And with the Wheel of Fortune down here beneath everything, I think that maybe you've been putting your own life on hold a little bit for this work that you do. And especially with this Eight of Cups over here, and then we've got this Wheel of Fortune that's these are the things that are kind of down. These are the things that are within us that we're just not taking the time to focus on. I think your life plan maybe got put on hold, or it's slowed a little bit. I think you're kind of putting yourself second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth. And I think that is about due for a change. Again, we've got this moon energy. This is the new moon energy up here. This is a new moon. And it may be the blackest before the dawn, right? The darkest time of the night is just before the dawn at the new moon, right? And now this light is going to, day by day, it's going to increase. So this is kind of a washing the canvas clean kind of thing, right? This is not literally that. We're not literally like scrapping our lives. But what we're doing is we're taking this as an opportunity to begin again, right? To start right now and grow this light. And it's going to take, time for it to fill in the light here, or to fill up our cups. But I think it's going to really be kicked off by this grand gesture that we were talking about. And that grand gesture is going to signify the new moon. Now, it may not literally be the new moon, on the day that this happens, but it's figurative. It's going to signify that this new path, this new process, this new cycle of the waxing of this light has begun. Okay, this is really amazing. This is a really special reading. This is a special reading for a very special group of people. And I'm very happy that I get to deliver this message. Now, we're moving to the path of the serpent here. And the Eight of Cups. We kind of talked about this already a little bit, but just to kind of restate what this is doing here, this is the fluctuating moods. This is the kind of the lack of attention that we're giving ourselves, right? This is kind of our own inner state, our own emotional body right now. Water's kind of draining out. Maybe it's kind of leaky. The cups aren't really polished up. We just haven't been putting the effort into healing ourselves, nourishing ourselves. We haven't been really maintaining our emotional life, right? And some days are better than others. Again, it kind of fluctuates. Some days you think, well, I'm going to start filling up this. This is like the basement. I'm going to start clearing out the basement this weekend. maybe we do a little bit, but then we get busy doing something else. And then it kind of just gets cluttered up again. So I feel like this has been your general energy in regards to your relationship with yourself. I think your relationship with other people, with your clients, your patients, your customers, the other people in your life, is so beautiful and so wonderful that it really does, it needs to be kind of, it needs to be circled back around and it needs to come inward. Okay? And I think there's just been a reluctance to do that. I think it's just kind of like, oh, I'm too busy. It kind of feels like that. Because you're giving of yourself so much. You're not taking anything. You're feeding everyone else, but you forget to eat. Right? That's what I'm sensing here with this. Now, the next cards are wonderful. There's fire energy. There's this world or universe card right here in the middle. Now, the first thing is this really inspired Prince of Wands, right? This is some real good fire energy. Now, we had the water energy here. Now we're kind of dealing with the fire. And this is like a renewed sense of enthusiasm. This is kind of like the water energy here with this grand gesture. Really just lights a fire under you, right? And it just inspires you again to do the things that you may have been putting off. To get these two, remember we said you kind of, your destiny, your path, that your kind of interior world, you've been putting it off, right? Clearing out the basement or really getting stuff packed up so that you can go move into your dream home or something. Like, maybe literally, but that's kind of a metaphor. You've been putting that stuff off, right? Taking care of you. But now through this grand gesture and this new moon activity, you really feel inspired to start doing all of the things that we've been putting off. And this card is all about that. This is really a lot of activity, and this is a commitment to doing this kind of work, this self-work, this self-care. It's a real joy. Like, it feels really good to have received this gesture, whatever form it may take. And that's really inspiring to you. That's really inspiring to you. As you have been such an inspiration to others, now it's your turn to be inspired, right? And that brings us next to this universe or world card. This is kind of a card that we don't want. It's in the position of our fears, our worries, our concerns. To me, it feels like the concern here is that through this focus on yourself, this healing of yourself, this doing what you want to do in your life and getting a move on with these different projects or whatever it is that that you want to do for you, that by doing that, you're somehow going to be isolating yourself or alienating yourself, or you're going to lose the connection with the world that you have now, right? It's almost like if you don't call your friends once a day, then they're going to stop being your friends, right? It's almost like we have to keep in constant contact because we don't want to be alone. We don't want to be left alone and sever the connections that we've made. So it feels maybe that's why you are so really dialed into this work that you do. You're really good at it. You really are. I wish there probably are, but millions of people just like you. I wish we were all like you, But I think the reason why we're cutting ourselves off from the things that we want to do for ourselves is because we don't want to then alienate people or isolate ourselves from the world, right? That's kind of an extreme way to think about it, though, right? Just because you take some time for yourself, just because you start doing things for you, be a little selfish. Doesn't mean that other people are suddenly going to stop caring or that they're going to stop wanting to connect with you or that those connections are going to be gone. You know, as an example, I've got a childhood friend, knew him since I was in kindergarten. That's a long time ago. We don't talk every day. We haven't talked in months now, honestly. It's because there is a bit of a distance between us. There is life that happens, families that happen, careers that happen, and we start doing things along our life path that we want to do. But it doesn't mean that connection's gone. It doesn't mean that it ever will be gone, right? It takes some maintenance, obviously, to kind of strengthen the connection, or to kind of keep it there, keep it vibrant. But it's the idea that if we don't have continuous contact with someone every moment or every day, with not maybe with a particular person for you, but with this energy, that you're going to somehow lose it and end up isolated and alone. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think that part of the reason why this is the case is because you found where you belong in life. Right? This card is about kind of finding your coordinates, right? Your GPS location. You know what it is. You're dialed into where you really feel like you're meant to be in this energy, in this work, in whatever you're doing. So you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose it. Now, the next card, more of this fire energy. This is the fire energy that now has taken in this water. It's the Queen of Wands, the water of fire. So within this fiery exterior is all of this abundant water. Now we've got more than enough water to fill these cups. Our cups are overflowing, right? And you've got this kind of renewed sense of purpose, of ambition, of enthusiasm to do the work that you're doing, right? This very, very important healing work. So by you taking care of you, you're not severing your connections with the world, you're strengthening them. Because now you have even more capacity to go out into the world and do more, right? So this is the end state that we're looking for. We don't end here in isolation, cold and alone. No, we end up here connected and on fire. And this is beautiful. This really is beautiful. Let's look at the mystery card now. I'm curious how this might play. I don't know what this could be, how this could play into the reading here. If this is, if I can get the alien to stand up, there we go. This could be, could be the Empress energy again. I think that would be wonderful. If we got another Empress card, that would show the kind of the renewal of this work, of this cycle, but now on, like a higher rung of the ladder, right? A higher plane, and a further up the spiral. Or it might be a reiteration of the Wheel of Fortune. Let's find out what we've got. We've got the Sun. We've got the Sun. The Sun, I think, is an even better encapsulation of this whole process, because the Sun here has to always shine, right? The Sun is 24/7, doesn't go away at night, right? Doesn't go away on a cloudy day. Its job is never over. It never gets to punch out. And I feel like that's you, You're never off the clock. But the Sun also has a very delicate balance to maintain within it. Otherwise, it cannot shine like this. If it doesn't have the right amount of fuel, the right amount of pressure, if it doesn't burn the right quantity of fuel, it's gonna burn out, it's going to implode, it's going to go supernova. So this is the real confirmation. This is a real poignant card. Because if you don't maintain your inner world, your interior state, you're either going to implode or go supernova. Okay? You cannot maintain this on-call 24/7 healing energy work that you do without taking care of you inside. Okay? Just like a star, like a sun. But I'm no physicist. I'm no astronomer. I could be completely wrong about how stars work, but you understand the metaphor, I'm sure. And if the sun were to, for some reason, stop following its orbit and just decided to hit the brakes on its orbit around, what does stars orbit, by the way? Do they orbit the center of their galaxy, maybe? Either way, stars do not stand still. Stars are moving in an orbit just like planets are and whatever else. If the sun were to decide to stop following its orbit, well, everything would spin out of control. All of the planets that are around it would spin out of control, and it would probably burn out and die. It would probably implode or supernova or whatever happens, right? The same way that if the Earth were to stop rotating, we would all just be kind of thrown out into space, right? It would be a disaster. Let's just say that. So the sun, I think, is a very apt symbol for your life and for what's going on right now. Okay. We need to take care of ourselves in these ways so that we can continue to shine our light. And your light is very, very needed in the world right now. So please take care of you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take care of an extended reading. And if you want to stick around for that, please click up here, and that'll give you access to all of the extended readings for Aquarius and for all of the zodiac signs. Okay. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.